Hello everyone, I bring to you today something new to this channel. This is the first time that we will be covering a team game. This is a casual 2 versus 2 4-player casual game. There are no points, there's no ranking, no anything, it is just for fun. And I want to showcase this because it has been happening over the past few weeks, or I think just like past few days or just this week, I don't know. People in the community through the Advanced Wars by Web Discord, that if you're not in there, I strongly suggest that you join. There's been some people that have been organizing these team games lately, and it's very cool, and I really like, that's really great for the community, getting more people involved, getting more people to interact with each other, and having more of these casual games. It also is awesome for newer players that maybe want to get introduced, maybe not to the competitive side, not so tactical and much, just for fun. Maybe you played the card games, you played against the AI and you just want to have a fun random game and just do whatever and build whatever and not really think too much. These are also live. And so I've been wanting to showcase that, and the crazy thing is that I've been wanting to also start to do some casual games on the channel, but I never really knew what to show. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I just wasn't sure what to show, and all of a sudden this has been happening, and I thought, what a better way to start showcasing some casual games than what has been happening lately with these team games. So big applause and big awesome thanks to all the guys that have been organizing these team games lately. I'm not sure who all the users that they are. I'm pretty sure that Spidey has been one of the main ones. I've always seen this player in all these team games, and so if you guys are interested, you should definitely join the Discord and just try to get into one of these. So what we have here is a standard game, and the teams are gonna be AWBW. The worst thing is that I started recording this just a few minutes ago and actually didn't realize that it had this order, because that's the wrong order. This is not the order that you're supposed to do team games in, but it's okay, it's a casual game. The best thing is to do A, B, B, and A so that you counter the turn order advantage. But anyways, let's go quickly over the players. We have a Simply Rick in the red with a Jugger, so right here in the team A. And Simply Rick is a 700 player, doesn't have that many games, seems to have less experience maybe with the site. Then we have Fade Emblem in the Blue Moon in this corner right here on the opposite team with Flak, and Fade Emblem has 1000 elo, has more experience, has like 150 games in total. And then we have Spidey in the Spidey in the Green Earth over here, and this corner, so allied with Team Rick, with Simply Rick. So I got here this team, and with Flak, 800 elo, just a few games in Global League really, but a lot of games on the side, 400 games, something like that, of casual, so definitely more experienced. And lastly, we have Death Blade in the Yellow Comet with a Jugger, also of the lesser experienced players with like 30 games in total and no global leagues. So it seems to me like it's like experienced player with a less experienced player, another experienced player with a less experienced player. So they tried to balance the teams like that, and they're gonna be facing, got team A and team B, so they're gonna be fighting along this line. So now we got Jugger versus Flak, as I'm gonna slowly start the game, get those infantry going. They're gonna be going for those neutral bases. Jugger and Flak are just casino COs. They just gamble. You have an engagement, it's like throw the dice and see if it's good or not. It doesn't even matter. Your infantry can like naturally do like 3 HP damage to a tank on a regular day, or they can do 0. And your tank on tank, it'll be like, the range is like from 30 to 70, it's just ridiculous. It's impossible to calculate your attacks. It really is just a gamble of everything. Personally, not my favorite COs. I would honestly never pick them. I have picked them a few times, I just don't find them really fun because you just can't calculate anything. I just might much rather be, I don't know, Grim, for example, you know? Get that extra 30 attack and 20 less defense and just let everything explode and that's it. Just more fun. Whatever. But with these, I guess the fun part is when you have a power, a super, and it's like you maybe get to kill a tank or a medium tank with an infantry. But the amount of times that happens is just so few. So, anyways, back into the game. We got here red, has a lander, has moved it off. Probably gonna move this infantry. We do have 3 bases and 1 airport per player. So we got these 3 bases for red and this airport back here, and then we have these 3 bases for green and this airport right here. So if the teams were to be AWBW, then red would be facing green. So it would be like they were fighting here. So maybe that's why they changed it to be red and green versus yellow and blue. This green HQ would be super exposed. I still think it could be fun. I'm not sure if that's the intent of the map creator to do it like this, but we're just gonna go with it. And so the fronts are gonna be right here. We're gonna have red fighting yellow and green fighting blue, and maybe mixing up some stuff. Maybe red can send some units with the lander down here to help out green fight for these cities, maybe these as well. And then I also noticed that these bases, each player has 1 base that is only like an infantry and mech spamming base. Because look at this, it's surrounded by mountains and pipes. And this one right here is surrounded by mountains. You can get a tank out here. It's gonna take forever. Like you're just gonna do it from here, but the best one is gonna be this one for sure. So there's 1 base at least for each player that is just infantry and mechs, and then we have 1 that is the definite stronger vehicle base. You got this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then a medium one. This back one is also just gonna probably be infantry. Usually in team games, there's not that much income, so you're not gonna see that many vehicles. Like you're not gonna have 20k or 22k income like you would in some other maps. You're gonna have like 11k or something like that. So you're gonna be making 1 copter and 2 infantry or 1 tank every turn. So I guess it doesn't hurt that way. So you just make a vehicle on this base, 2 infantry every turn, or copter, triple infantry. And we can already start to see some big differences in these players, how they play. We have green, I've got Spidey in the green here, just opening with a recon to try to go aggressive, rushing that airport and also the base. Same thing with red here, following those how do you call it, the fundamentals of Advanced Wars by Web, just rushing that neutral base. Same here with blue, I think, or maybe I'm not sure. I would have to look back, but it doesn't really matter. I think the big difference is here that yellow kind of left the base for later, just going for the faster income. Although this would have been faster, get the airport maybe, and make some mech too from this back base. It's not gonna do anything, it's gonna take forever. Just, yeah, this mech is not good. I would just recommend making a recon here or just save up for a tank, something like that. And we're gonna see another recon. We got the team recon over here for for red and for green. They're gonna try to go aggressive. And I think it's definitely viable. You got all these roads, like uninterrupted roads and shoals for these recons to roam free. So yeah, pretty decent. And they can start putting some pressure. We're gonna get blue here, go with this lander, gonna sit on this mountain in the middle and be like, I'm gonna go for this one or this one. We'll see. But yeah, also yellow just delaying the space. I think it's kind of fine because it is just an infantry and mech base. And it is responsible for 2 cities, and that is kind of it. But I think you can delay your base if you have other plans, like I'm gonna get a faster tank out or something like that. But by making this mech in the back, you're not gonna get that tank out. You're just delaying yourself more and more. But this is a casual game, so let's not get too picky and I don't know, competitive about it, right? This is just for fun. And see who can win. So red is gonna go for the Comtar. It's also gonna sit here in the middle with his infantry. I really hope that this game is not a stomp. Not sure if I already said this in this recording, but yeah, because I think it's going to be balanced because they have one less experience and one more experienced. The Elos might be a little bit different, but Spidey has like very little games in the Global League, but has a ton of casual games. So I'm not sure. Maybe if Spidey plays more Global League, then might also have like 1,000 Elo, just like Fate Emblem. Also, I removed the numbers. Fate Emblem actually has some numbers extra on the username, but I took them out because it was creating this. Was like clashing with this timer that is showing up now, which is, I think it's cool. It's cool for these live games. But I mean, maybe I would remove this part, or maybe just put it somewhere else, because it kind of like blends the name into the timer, and then it just creates, it's just a lot of noise. So I had to remove that so you can actually see these are the minutes and the seconds that they each have. They each start with 5 minutes, and they get 2 extra minutes at the beginning of each turn. No. So now they're starting to bank time, they play fast, it's easy at the beginning, you just move infantry, capture, and you start to, you do your turn in less than 2 minutes, right? So you get to bank that extra to your bank. But eventually, if we get to see a lot of units, maybe it gets a little bit more complicated, they don't know how to take an engagement or whatever, they might start using that bank, and you'll start to see that number dropping down. But yeah, for now they're starting to accumulate, which is, it's good, that's healthy, you want to do that. I'm not sure why here yellow is base keeping, maybe forgot. But yeah, you don't want to base keep, you want to keep making those infantry, get them all, especially being Jugger and Flak. You really want to have those infantry. They're like super strong. You can do a lot of damage to tanks. Like use their power, and Jugger's range is even more increased. So it's minus 14 to 21 to 29, and Flak is minus 9 to 24. Yeah, and with the power and the super, I know it gets to like 100. It's just ridiculous. And so something that has happened here, we got green attacking the capture from blue from the city, and attacks with a tank which was covering. I think this is definitely still worth it for green, just getting a little bit, yeah, that damage, that is even more. It's gonna take another turn to capture this city. And there's also not a lot of infantry here, so it looks like these two cities are not gonna get captured by blue, I think. So now that recon is actually covered by this tank. So if this tank wants to finish off this recon, it's gonna get hit by this tank. That's pretty good here from Spidey. It looks like we got the two more experienced players fighting against each other, like facing off each other, and then the two less experienced ones at the top. So this might be crazy stuff. We got this tank attacking this infantry for free because there's no tank covering it, and we also got this recon, just putting a lot of threat to all these captures. We got this mech capping this city, so I guess the mech was used for that to capture. Again, we have a base kit by yellow. Yellow's gonna start to be really low on numbers on unit count. You can start seeing that it's only at 10 while the others are 14, 15. Really don't want to be base keeping. We're gonna get a shot out there. It is covered by this tank, but there is this tank as well, and it's very close to this base from red. I think it would have been okay for yellow to base keep if we made a tank, because we have the funds. Oh yeah, because the recon plus 6k, that's 10, so you can make a tank and an infantry. So we'll see, blue's gonna attack this infantry, so we're gonna try to capture over here. We have red and blue getting the comm towers. It looks like there's only one comm tower per team, so you have to pick who gets the comm tower. And I think that's actually pretty interesting in team games sometimes. You get to strategize with your team players who gets to get the comm tower. Maybe depending on what COs you guys have, maybe the comm tower benefits one of the players. I don't know, if you're a Lash, for example, to get that 120 firepower on the planes or something like that. If you're like the more aggressive CO, maybe if you're Max, you don't need the comm tower. I don't know. There's different ways that you can, I guess, strategize. Okay, so actually blue is actually gonna move off the infantry and attack from the only tile that it won't get attacked by this tank. So that was smart, I think. The only thing is that, yeah, you're just gonna have to give up on these cities. So I think all in all, the recon from green was pretty worth it, and just spamming those tanks, just tank after tank from green. It's hard to go wrong with tanks here. It's such a low income. I think making a copter would be really nice, but I think we don't have the funds just yet. Maybe next turn. So this mech is just walking around here in the back of the map. I'm gonna start this capture. We're gonna make another mech. This base is good for mechs. I think you can definitely be making mechs here. They'll be covering the city. But I think yellow here is getting into a fight that is not gonna be too great, because you got this tank pointing, and fine, it is on a city, so we'll see how this engagement comes out, especially being a jugger, so we'll see how it comes out. But there's no tank from yellow. Please make a tank. No, okay, it doesn't make a tank. Maybe a copter. Okay, nice, a copter. That's wonderful. The only thing is that it's not gonna reach this tank in 2 turns, but well, we got the first copter of the match. We got this recon that was hurt, is now gonna run to the middle to interrupt this capture. Probably gonna try to not let blue ever get this city right here. Red finally getting all the captures, even got this one right here. We're gonna attack this infantry, got a nice roll, and gonna get a... Is that a normal roll? Yeah, because it leaves it at 6, so that's a normal roll. And a kind of bad roll here on the counter attack. And this tank now has to run away. Like you have to get away from there. You can't do anything. You can probably kill this infantry and then just retreat the tank, heal it up, bring this mech, make a tank here to cover it. I think that's probably the play. And here red is just like kind of covering here, like surrounding the recon. It doesn't show here, but it's kind of semi-trapped. Not really. It can run around over here. So we're gonna see another tank from red. No copters just yet. We're gonna bring this mech. I think this is a good base to make mechs. Boom, boom, boom. There's 2-3 turns. And maybe bring a lander. I think you can make a T-copter. You do 2, 4, 6, and you can start looking and do 2, 4, 6, and you start moving mechs from this base. That'd be nice. So it is getting very chaotic. There's a lot of units and interactions. It's gonna be really hard to keep track of what's going on and where. So hopefully I try to do the best job that I can. The recon is going to take out that guy, and it looks like blue is going to get this city. The only thing that could keep interrupting it would be this tank right here from red. Yeah, that's the only unit. This mech, look at that nice little mech with the lander play, put in the mountain. You can shoot at it with this infantry though, but probably not recommended, because then you're going to lose that infantry. Yeah. And this tank, it is a bold tank. It's sitting on this forest in range of these 2 tanks, but it is covered by these other 2 tanks. So I would, if I'm green, I am not engaging into that. But I do think Spidey is gonna want to capture these 2 cities. So that's pretty important. These seem to be the most contested areas of the map, as well as these. But I think this corner player is gonna eventually get them. Seems just a little bit closer. You also have the airport, so that's going to be really strong. Once we start to see copters from these 2 players, that's going to secure this for sure. And oof, Spidey's going to go for that attack, and actually it was not a good trade. Got a normal roll, and then the counter attack was pretty big. Look at that, 4 HP damage with only 6 HP, and that was on a forest, so pretty big. Usually it's a 7, you know. So look at that flag there, finally getting some bonus points there. So there we go. We got green going for these 2 captures at the same time. We got all these infantry supporting. We get the infantry flood supporting the 2 captures, and the tanks being just behind the infantries to cover from any interrupts, because there are no infantries from blue to interrupt these. So blue's gonna have to use a tank, and I'm gonna assume that we're not gonna use a tank to interrupt. So we'll see what happens. Yellow is gonna make a tank, but decides to use this tank to attack an infantry. Takes it out. Okay, then it's gonna join here. Okay. Oh, I think yellow's gonna die over here. I think you just really need to run away, because this copter is not covering that tank. So yeah, this recon and this tank are gonna die, and nothing is gonna be able to counterattack. So these 2 should have run away, heal up, and wait for a better day to fight for these 2 cities right here. So yeah, boom, boom. Now these are pretty much dead. We're gonna get an anti to counter this copter. But let's see. Maybe yellow can use this copter to create some more threats over here. This anti-air, like, it can still cover. Yeah, one turn covers over here. You got this copter as well. So I'm not sure if this copter can do much. It can get one free shot here. Oh, actually, never mind, because it's gonna be Spidey's turn next, and you can put the copter over here and it will cover. So over here, blue is gonna get the city, and it's not gonna interrupt any of these two. So this is gonna put, I think, the red and green team ahead by having these cities as well as these engagements over here. Just yellow losing a lot of value and units. You can look at the unit value, and the unit count is really low for yellow as well as the unit value. So, I guess the unit value of these two corner players is kind of low. It's like 30-ish. Looks like these two players have like more income maybe. Yeah, they have a little bit more income. 13, and then 11 and 10. But it's just the engagements here from yellow, and the base skipping as well has put them behind in units. So here we go. Green gets the two cities. We're gonna keep attacking over here. Green doesn't want to let blue to get this second city, and we're gonna attack this mech. We're gonna, whoa! Look at those rolls. Boom! That's 3 damage, and then boom, another 3 damage. Look at those lucky rolls by Flak. Because I think infantry do like 1 damage, maybe 2 to a recon on a shoal, but 3 and both of them, that was pretty good. And also green doesn't have a comm tower, so we're not gonna attack there. It seems like just gonna stand next to an infantry in a mountain. Seems very bold, but oh well. We're gonna start this capture here with this infantry in the city, but it's looking very dire. Like, there's so many units from red here. I think yellow just has to pull back, and copter's gonna get a shot there, but there's this copter covering it, so I think that's gonna be a dead copter. And then we're gonna try to kill that, but doesn't get it. Uses the tank to finish it off, and then take KO that infantry, and then okay, starts. I thought we were gonna take out the recon, but now starts the capture, brings the anti-air. And all of this is just going to cover this. So I think red is going to get these two cities as well as this one. And then we're just going to position ourselves here in the middle. Yeah, so here's going to go blue, just going to block this tile. Going to take KO. Whoa, look at that roll. Boom. Wow. Okay, these guys have some luck. Whenever I play with Flak or Jugger, I get the worst rolls ever. And then yeah, we're just gonna kill that guy. Where was it? Oh, because of the copter. Yeah, I forgot. We're gonna finish it off, and then we're gonna attack there, get a nice roll, and just move everything towards the middle with the mech and the infantries. We're gonna make an anti-air to counter this copter. And green should take care of this copter right here. Pretty sure. Yeah, so green is gonna go. Boom. We're gonna do. Okay, I think got a bad roll. Oh wait, no, I think that's a normal roll. We got a comm tower, so that was kind of a normal roll. 7-4. It's pretty standard. And we're gonna see our first power. So Spidey in the green is gonna use brute force by Flak. Tries to get, but just does 1. We're gonna try again. Does 2. Okay, a little bit. That was a nice little roll. Let's see another infantry hit. No, you see what I'm saying? That was it a 7? They were 4. Okay, that's something. Normal damage there. See, I feel like you get more luck in your day-to-day as Flak and Jugger than you do with the power of super. You see this one? Normal damage. That was okay. It also, like, if you have it at low HP, your luck range reduces. So it's important to have your units at full HP when you're Flak, Jugger, Nell, Rachel with the power. I was gonna say Sonja, but Sonja is really bad, so never mind. But yeah, you want them at full health. Those are gonna be your best gambling units. And as a counter, you can just go and like first strike every single of your opponent's units, so they're all injured. And once they're injured, then their luck range is like doesn't do anything, right? So moving on, we're gonna get now yellow's turn. Yellow's gonna block this tank, really moving forward. Very bold yellow. I think yellow needs to like how do you say, just stay back a little bit, because we're just putting everything in range of these tanks and nothing to support them. We're also base skipping again, so I think red is just gonna roll over here. There's gonna be so many first strikes here. You're gonna get this tank, boom, over here. You can take out this tank. I think you can take out both tanks pretty much using, okay, the answer is gonna take out this mech, and let's see, we're gonna block here. Okay, we're gonna take out that guy, and here goes the tank attack, boom. And then uses, oh okay, that was nice, uses this tank to clear this one, so then this one can get a first strike on that one. I mean, I think I would have done it from the road, just so this one doesn't attack from the city later. And it's also in range, 1 turn range from this base. But yeah, look at that. Now yellow's tank forces are nothing. They're dying. There's nothing here for yellow, not even the copter. The copter only got a shot on an infantry and then got attacked by a copter. So yellow here is dying. Yellow's teammate blue is gonna have to do some magic to try to bring this match back into life for the team, or else I think this will be a pretty fast victory for red and green here. So we'll see. You get another power here. We got a flak power by Blue Moon. Got a mech there. Pretty decent, pretty normal there. Yeah, normal roll. Again, injured units get no luck almost. So it's a little bit of better roll. Normal. Okay, the 2 HP damage. We're gonna take that out, and low HP means not that much roll, so yeah. And I think we're gonna try one more. Okay, normal roll. Okay, that was pretty good. I think that was it. See what I'm telling you? Every time you use a power or super with Flak and Jugger, it's just so underwhelming. You get normal rolls or a little bit lower than average. It's because their range, it gets increased, but like positive and negative, so it is really hard to just have a totally positive roll. Now we have Spidey gonna go and take these out. I think blue just got way too aggressive that turn. Now green can kind of clean up a little bit, but we'll see. Just throwing away a bunch of infantry here. I mean, blue is like still has a lot of army. Has 63,000 in the unit value. I guess the lander inflates a little bit the unit value. That's why these two players have a little bit more as well. Also, just having more income. But maybe if blue can like take care of the middle or this side, can maybe they'll then help out yellow, or maybe sends a copter over here and help out yellow a little bit. Maybe let's see if yellow can. Okay, we're gonna make a copter, mech, infantry. I think that's okay. We are gonna lose a lot of units, so yellow is in dire help from the teammate. We're gonna clear this mech by red, and then we're gonna take out that infantry, clear that one out as well, and we're sort of gonna trap this copter. Okay, take out that tank because these mechs are not in range. I think instead of a copter, I think we really needed an anti-air. Yeah, now red is just gonna be spamming these copters. This is gonna be the death of yellow, I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe yellow gets the super this turn. It uses the Jugger super and gets this mech and this infantry and takes out these two. Who knows? But I think it would have been really good if yellow could save more units and just have them more healthy for when that super comes in, and then you can roll the dice and maybe have a really good turn and have a comeback. So let's see. It is now going to be blue's turn, and we're going to be clearing out these infantry. I think that fight should be moving on to these two cities. Blue is going to want to flip these from green. It is going to be really hard though. Green is bringing in artillery as well. I think blue could use an artillery here. Just 1-2 turns. You're just covering these two cities. and it'll be really complicated for green to deal with that, I think. So we're gonna take these guys out. So doing pretty decent here with the infantry fights from blue. There's another one though coming. This copter gets a hit, but in front of this copter at 7, I guess we're gonna bring this anti-air. Oof. Okay, so this copter is gonna get a hit here, or this anti-air here. We're gonna get these tanks covering over here. Oosh. Okay, let's see. Infantry's gonna attack here. I think green wants to try to take these 2 cities. It's gonna bring that artillery. Ooh, artillery from green over here would be really strong. Put it here or here. Once you take control of this area, you can flip these 2 cities. And there just seems to be a lot of fighting in the middle as well. Oh, you know, I think it's interesting because this copter actually could not attack this copter because the teammate is blocking the tile that the copter would want to use. That's really funny. I think unless you could, how do I go back? Oh yeah, because if you were able to clear this guy out, then this copter could go 2-4. Oh no, never mind. No, this copter cannot attack this copter. Huh, that's funny. But you're still in range of this anti-air, so that is pretty bad. This artillery is coming close now. It's gonna try to either lock these cities or try to flip these, I think. Recon coming in. Red is really starting to now shift towards the middle, I think. It'll be hard to push into here. We're not gonna use any power or super, it looks like, just yet. And just putting the infantry right in front of the copter. Because why not? And we have the anti-air covering it, so I think that's fine. This tank cannot reach. I think it was also to cover the movement of the tank, so it won't reach. You have to clear these guys for the tank to come and attack the anti-air. So I think that was smart by yellow. The tank is gonna come and attack this mech. Whoa, that was a good roll. And there's nothing to defend that mech, really. This copter doesn't reach, and yeah, there's nothing here. So I think this mech should have moved down, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, somewhere here. So yellow getting destroyed by red. But we'll see. Maybe a good super will flip things around for yellow. Looks like red is moving in. We're gonna take out some more units. Got so many infantry. I think a super from red would be devastating with all these units, all these infantry at pretty good health. Could be really strong. Look at that. I'd be scared from the red player. Actually, base skipped here. Oh, I think okay, red ran out of time, so didn't move a bunch of units and didn't build anything here. You can see the timer here, it hit 0 and it just ends your turn. And whoa, blue gets a nice first strike here, although it is in range of these tanks that are supporting. And full of units from green, and gets a nice roll there to finish off that infantry. We're gonna take out that guy. And maybe try to take out that guy, yeah. And takes out that one. So cleaning up a little bit of the units over here. Maybe blue is trying to, you know, you're like, oh, my teammate is kind of dying from red. I need to do the same to the other teammate of the other team. So blue is gonna try to really push hard on green to match their rhythm on the other side, right? Because this is a threat. Now red could potentially start moving towards the middle, try to go for an HQ cap on yellow to like finish off the player. And if yellow doesn't have units to support it, then blue would have to send units. And if blue is sending units here to defend, that means that blue is not going to win over here against green. So it's going to be really, really tough. So let's see. Green's probably just going to keep putting on the pressure on blue, try to like drain as many resources from blue as possible. So that red can have free reign now that red has had a good fight against yellow, can now move on to the next step and finishing off yellow. It's probably not going to be super easy to capture this. There is a ton of infantry though, but it is really close to this airport, and I think it could be easy to reinforce this area while really hard to reinforce for red. So we'll see what happens. We also haven't seen the powers from Jugger. We've only seen Flak, and they've been very underwhelming if you ask me. So maybe Jugger is gonna redeem these gambling COs. We'll see. And actually, look at that. Actually, yellow is finally gonna get a nice trade here with the copters. Red sort of granting that maybe because the load time, and that is definitely affected. Actually, yellow is the one with the most amount of time banked. While the other players are all at 4 minutes with green, 2 minutes only for blue, and red is at 0. So red is at increment now and has a lot of units. So that's going to be really tough. You have 30 units, you have 2 minutes, you have 4 seconds per unit to move, and you have to click it, move it, do the action, and build. Like, it is not a lot. So we'll see. And actually, it goes for the overclock at the end of the turn. Oh, yellow. Oh, overclock is the power. Okay, I thought it was the... Wait. We use the power and we end the turn? Oh, yellow, what are you doing? Yeah, yellow just used the power. Overclock and ended the turn. I mean, you do get the extra stats of +10, but you really want to use it for the engagements. I think you could use it for the infantry here hitting the tank or something, but maybe it was more so like preparing for the attack from red. I don't know. Maybe there's some big brain play here. Extra defense stats means that luck damage is reduced by red, but we'll see. Brace yourselves, because red has used the super and there's a lot of units from red in range of very valuable units. We got this infantry pointing at this anti-air. This tank has been untouched as well. Yellow also base giving. Ugh. So we'll see. Let's see. Boom, gets that kill. Okay. Copter is gonna do some nice damage. Gonna finish that off. And that one. Okay, goes very conservatively for a tank against the anti-air attack. And gets a nice roll. Actually gets a 1-hit KO. It's pretty big. Doesn't get that kill there. Okay, nice. And I'm gonna bring in these copters. Look at that. Red is like spamming those big copters every single turn almost. Look at that. Keeping that chain going. And again runs out of time. Oh my god. I think if a yellow can come back from this, it's gonna be because red is running out of time. And like, look. Made these two, and then like this one wasn't able to move. There's a bunch of units that didn't move, and these two haven't moved, so wasn't able to build. So if yellow has a chance, it's gonna be because red is running out of time and the turn is ending before they can finish. So we're gonna finish off here. We're gonna use this power, get some extras. Ooh, doesn't get the kill. Look, that's so close. But we are gonna get all these first strikes. Okay, that was very, very bold and it was pretty bad. 7-7 to 7-1. I mean, 7-10 to 7-1. That was pretty bad. Doesn't get lucky here. And moving. This is danger territory. It's in range of this HQ. I think I guess it's not that dangerous. Not that many, and there's a few units covering, but still. Got this tank here, bringing with the lander. I think these are gonna be dead now. You got this artillery, he's gonna get a nice shot and then another first strike. You can also take out this anti-air, boom boom with the 2 tanks. Copter attacks here, artillery attacks this one. Oof, I think this is gonna be devastating. This might be the turn that ends the game. We're gonna get brute force here. We got powers every turn now. Like literally every player has a power on right now. I got green with the brute force. Boom, doesn't get the KO. Okay, we're gonna take out that anti-air. Probably finish it off with the tank. No, it goes for that one. I'm gonna take it out. And okay, look at that infantry. Okay, nice little roll. Okay, wasn't able to finish that, but pretty decent, and didn't get that there. I'm gonna make another artillery. So, oof, I think this is looking really good for red and green now. I don't think there's any chance for blue to come back from this. There's just not enough units. Got 2 tanks, 1 anti-air against 2 tanks, 1 copter, 1 artillery, plus more coming in. Red has so much units. I mean, red is really low on time and just like runs out of time before has enough to move all the units, but still I think it's fine because yellow is very dead, has only 11 units, has 1 single vehicle, which is this copter, and was used to finish off a 3 HP tank just in range of these 2 copters. We're gonna make another copter and makes a recon and double base skips. Ooh. So really behind on units, and it's gonna keep falling behind in units because of the base skipping. Red is gonna get up. Okay, oh never mind. Texas infantry. I think we're gonna get a bad trade there, really. That was a bad trade. 6-4, wow. I think usually, isn't it 3-8? No, maybe that's why the com tower 3-8. Usually 7-4 with like no com tower. So we're gonna have copters. We're gonna get an anti-air now. Let's see if red runs out of time again. Finally moving these infantry that have been sitting here for so long. I think red is moving faster. Let's see. Okay, no, actually run out of time. Oh, actually didn't have enough funds to make another infantry, so I guess that was fine. So I think blue is just gonna keep attacking here. We're gonna stop this capture. How can green and yellow come back from this? Okay, we're gonna make a medium tank. So usually you never see, or you hardly see, or you don't want to make tech ups against these Luxios, because yes, medium tanks are good, but they can use a power and send like 2 or 3 infantry to try to severely injure or kill your medium tank. So it is something that Luxios can deal with without having to tech up and stuff. And there's also 2 artillery, so I'm not sure if medium tank is the best thing, but we'll see. Maybe we're surprised. Ooh, this copter is gonna block here. I mean, you can still, he'll take it out with an infantry, or just use this anti-air to guarantee the kill. I'm gonna clean up here, so green doing a really great job making more artillery to solidify the attack and the army, so that when this medium tank comes into play, there's like nothing that the medium tank can do. Would probably move toward, I think green should move towards this HQ, so instead of going for these 2 cities, just move close over here and start taking control of this area. Just really pinning down this base and just go for the HQ. I think that might be easier than going for this one. This one seems a little bit far. We'll see if red can manage. Yellow's gonna make another tank and it's gonna keep moving in with the mechs and making more infantry. But the yellow and blue team are falling behind in unit count pretty heavily. We're gonna take out that copter, and why didn't this copter finish off that one? Okay, yeah, yellow should have definitely killed this one, but also not be in range of this. Like, this is for free. Oof. So yeah, killed that copter now, and it's gonna get a first strike onto this copter for completely free. I think yellow definitely does a great job at moving fast and having a lot of time banked, but it'd be much better if the time is used to plan the turns a little bit. Like, look at the range of the enemy units and position stuff better so that you don't get absolutely destroyed by the other one in their turn. Like, red has no time, but if these opportunities are given so easily, it's like very easy. You just boom, send it, and then just build whatever, and you're fine. You're so ahead that it doesn't affect too much. If your turn is kind of sloppy, like if you're red, you're so ahead. You know, you just doesn't matter. Like you ran out of time again. You didn't move like 3 or 4 units. Doesn't matter. You're just so far ahead that you're doing great, and slowly but surely you'll be closing out the game. You're gonna move deeper and deeper into a stage of the game that it has more and more of an advantage for green, and red and green. And eventually this is going to slowly move forward to possibly capture the HQ from green, which I think is going to be the easiest win condition, instead of like trying to take out these bases. That'd be too much. It's just really hard. So if you're like doing great here, this actually divides the base from yellow. So it's like you control this area, the pivot, and then red is like, okay, now I'm gonna shift down and take the HQ. And so green should probably do the same thing. It's gonna be harder because this base has kind of free reign. You'd have to like pin down this area, this pivot, but that's already the HQ, so it's gonna be a really hard job. It's much easier to do it here for red than it will be for green here. Now this medium tank is coming in. I think blue is kind of protecting the medium tank because now it realizes that, hey, maybe these tanks are gonna sack into this medium tank to do some block damage, so I gotta protect it. So we'll see. These artillery are gonna join, get some extra funds. Ooh, that's 26k, so we're gonna make a neo tank now. Ooh, this neo tank is gonna like a counter to this medium tank, and we're gonna really solidify. We're getting into a late stage scenario in this match. Starting to see some tech ups, lots of unit build up, and red and green need to, how do you say, they need to close out the game. So that's what they gotta do now. Yellow didn't move half of the units. I'm not sure why. I think you really need an anti-air here or something. These units are kind of just hanging here. They're probably just gonna die. But red is just gonna move in. Like, boom, I'm gonna shoot at this copter. It's not covered. These copters are gonna have free reign here. There are no copters or anti-airs to deal with them, so they can just shoot at everything. We're gonna start this capture, just moving every infantry closer to this HQ. You can probably join them so you have at least one at full health to start a capture on the HQ next turn. Bring this anti-air in the tank. I'm gonna probably take that one out, doesn't. Bring more infantry in, and yeah, just copters going crazy, and runs out of time again. But it's doing red is definitely doing a better job at like building units before the time runs out, so that's good. We're gonna get a shot there. I mean, green has a bunch of infantry and mechs and tanks that you can just sacrifice against this medium tank. But the days of this medium tank are also numbered because this neo tank is so close. It's gonna move over here next turn and it'll be covering this whole area. And the neo tank is gonna destroy the medium tank. This copter getting bullied by this infantry, and now green is gonna move in and really start to attack this HQ. The alarm bells are ringing in the yellow comet cities right here. Gotta be careful. And green decides not to attack. Just gonna wall up in front of the medium tank, bring all these artillery, and the neon tank in front of everything. Makes a rocket now. Just having fun. Doesn't have enough to make more infantry. And yellow is gonna use overclock, the superpower of Jugger, but doesn't have a lot of units, so maybe we'll see. Maybe these infantry get some nice hits here. Let's see. Okay. Whoa, okay, that was a nice roll. And not lucky, and that was it. Okay, I was able to finish this guy and make everything in this space. No. This artillery can't move. It can't move. The artillery is gonna be trapped there. I think the plan is to like defend the area and to destroy the pipe seam. But yeah, that artillery, that is all it's gonna do. Now that base is not gonna be able to build anything else. It's just gonna be destroying this pipe seam and covering this general area, and that is it. So now yellow will only be able to build from these two bases, unless you delete the artillery and then you can use it again. But yeah, this is oof, big oof. And now red uses the power. Gonna go for the blue's comm tower. We're probably gonna take out the mech and start a capture. There's no full HP infantry. We probably start with an 8. Okay, uses the 7 HP. Gonna join there. Gonna try to finish off these units. There you go. And they're gonna have an extra turn, the yellow and blue team. So we'll see if they can stop it. But it does seem like it is. Like the game is done. Like I don't think there's any way for blue and yellow to come back. Yeah, blue's gonna use the power, gonna try to get some engagements before the inevitable comes, that is the loss. Medium tank's gonna die against the neo tank. Gonna get a bunch of first strikes here. Now the HQ from blue is under threat. We got these infantries in range. We got the pipe runner meme build by blue as a as a GG move. So we're probably gonna wait for the HQ to get captured. Actually, yellow's gonna kind of poke at this infantry, but it doesn't really matter because it wasn't gonna get it fully captured. Gonna try to bust this pipe seam now. Maybe that will help yellow stop the HQ capture, but I don't think so. Copter's gonna come in and shoot at tanks and finish off this copter. We're gonna finish off this artillery and block off every tile adjacent to the yellow HQ. We're gonna recap and just block everything. I actually don't think there's any way for yellow or blue to stop this capture now. So this is looking very GG. Got the tank coming in, like a huge army. Pipe runner actually gonna get a boom, gonna KO on the tank. We're gonna go for some first strikes, artillery shoots, tank on tank, and now it's green turn, and we're just gonna keep building more meme units. We got a fighter here to counter nothing. We got the rocket, we got the artillery, and the new tank is gonna shoot at the mech. The lander? Nothing. Okay. And finally, yellow is able to bust the seam. Let's see if this is going to change anything. And will it change anything? It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. I think it would have been useful at the beginning maybe, because then you can, instead of having to loop around this way, like having to fight for this pivot, you can access this way. So that could be pretty neat. I think that pipe seam is pretty cool then, because this pivot is pretty strong. But yeah, we're gonna make a medium tank in the furthest space possible, and yellow is gonna get eliminated by HQ capture by red. So yellow is gone, and red gets everything from yellow, because when you capture their HQ, then everything from them belongs to you now. So red went from like 16k income to 28, which was all the cities from Yellow Comet. And just immediately ends turn because this is done, and red is going to resign, and that'll be it. That'll be the GG of the game. Well done by red and green. I think it was pretty clear that yellow was the more newer player. This might have been an introduction to the game for yellow. Definitely Fate Emblem and Spidey were the more experienced ones from the games that they've had. You can see them on the profile. And Simply Rick, although also seemed less experienced from the amount of games, was pretty good. Very decent player. All these three played really decent. And Yellow was probably a newer player, so it's probably just learning the game. But this is a casual game. This is all for fun and games. So yeah, I think let's go back to where things went really bad. I think where it went really bad for yellow up here was because this was fine. I mean, yeah, you got a few base skips, base delay, that can be fine. We got a tank. We got a tank shot here from yellow. I think the problem was over here when we got the first tank shot here, and then the tank can attack, and there's no cover from yellow. Even after that, I think that could be fine. Yellow could retreat and heal up. This position is still a little bit lost, but you can still kind of contest it. You can just retreat here, heal up, make a tank which covers it, bring the copter, so then you have a copter and a tank covering the healing tank, and the recon can still be like putting pressure on these cities. Let blue do his thing here with the tanks and the recon. Blue is doing a great job, so yellow can just retreat a little bit, bring the mech, the copter, make a tank, and with that you would still you wouldn't lose this tank, which it was not only the tank, it was also the recon. So there was a vehicle and a half that yellow lost for free. And then also here as well, this copter went to attack an infantry, and it's just gonna get attacked by this copter for free. So another vehicle that yellow's gonna lose for free. And with that, it just keeps adding. One vehicle every turn that you lose for free is one vehicle more that your opponent is up by, and more army means more presence in that map, more stuff that they can do that you can't answer to. And then slowly but surely, this is let's see if this tank these tanks attack infantry. Like this one could have gotten a first strike. Probably better to just retreat. But yeah, gets an attack on the infantry, and again we're gonna get a bunch of here red destroys this tank and this tank. So again, boom, even more vehicles that yellow's gonna be down on, and from here it's like the point of no return. After this turn, there's just no way for yellow to come back. You have no vehicles, so many base skipping. Red is just doing an amazing job at picking off the vehicles from red, as well as this copter by green, and red is just gonna have an unstoppable force. Although blue was doing, I think, a really good job down here. Had to kind of start devoting a lot of resources to the middle so that stuff here wouldn't fall and the HQ or the comm tower wouldn't fall. And so I think it was pretty interesting. We got red was plowing through here, and then blue had to be kind of split so that the teammate wouldn't die, and green's job was to like pull the resources from blue, so really forcing blue to like kind of split on both ways, towards the middle and towards the bottom, and forcing eventually to like slowly they could start chipping down on blue's army. I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, GG. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, if you want more of this to be covered. I do have another team game that I'll send that I might cover and show. Let me know what you think about casual games. Yeah, I hope you liked it. If you want to, support the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. You can put a like. You can leave a comment. Just tell me what you think. I appreciate a lot the constructive criticism. So yeah, let me know. Let me know, you guys, what you think. I hope you liked it. Yeah. Bye bye.